This is the team that was submitted by Shaggy to our Patreon. You can check out that post again right here. Everyone can submit teams. Sableye, Calyrex, Seismitoad, Salamence, Kyogre, Ditto, Sash, Ditto. I'm not a fan of that, in my opinion. But let's take their Poke Paste. Did they give us a paste, or they just... No paste. No natures, no paste. Bro. So here's their team. So we don't know that much about their team because they didn't give us natures, right? But I do think there are things we can do. They give us some natures. Now they give us natures. Well, some natures. Let's see. So Sableye doesn't have a nature that we know of. And it's Citrus. Ditto has a Sash. Let's see. Sally's really cool. I like Physical Sally. Callie's really cool here. And then we see Seismitoad, Special Seismitoad, okay, with Kyogre. What nature is Kyogre? Bulky Kyogre, huh? Leftovers. Thunderwave Kyogre with Sheer Cold. That's going to be... That's cool. I think what we're going to try and do is, like, try and roll them over with, like, Callie. That's, like, our only real option. Maybe Max Sally or Seismitoad mid-game, and then just, like, maybe have Kyogre in the back to try and win this. This is going to be hard. This is going to be like real hard. But I think we can get some wins here. So let's try it. I don't think that the Ditto is a good throw-in this team. But we'll see what happens. Personally, I'm not a fan of the Ditto here. Alright, so this is like damn near impossible. They have Fake Out. They have Speed Control. They have Weather Control. They have multiple Fake Out users. They have good Maximons. The only way we win this game is like by Seismitoad, I think. So I think that there's nothing wrong with like leading Seismitoad. I'm gonna check your Seismitoad real quick. Oh, thank God you have Earth Power. Okay. I think you just lead Cali Toad. We can even lead like Cali Ditto, and like Fake Out their. Ooh, I like this. I like this lead a lot. We're gonna have to steal every single game today, by the way. Every single one of these games we have to steal. I think you have to bring Sableye here. I'm just not a fan of it. They have two Dark types. We have Fake Out. Recover is completely useless on this Pokemon because the meta is what it is right now. We don't have like Will-O-Wisp either. We just have Quash. All it is Quash. And Quash doesn't do anything against this guy's team, like at all, even a little bit. We're maxing Seismitoad on like turn 1 realistically. And then like Ditto, even if we copy their Cali, like we don't have a Scarf. So it's like oh my gosh. Oh, okay. With no speed control. Oh my god. Alright. It's fine. It's fine. We'll see what happens. We have to roll them early with Seismitoad Cali. That's like our only out. And so we'll see what we get. Is this Cali modest or timid? Oh, it's a modest Cali. Fuck, we can't even outspeed Zacian. This is I can't win. It's impossible. So, first tip, you gotta make Cali. If you're gonna use Specs Cali, that has to be timid. Otherwise, you don't even outspeed Zacian. It's cool. No, we'll fix it. We'll fix everything. We will fix everything. It says Life Orb Toad? It is. Alright. They're going to get a Tailwind up. I cannot deal with that. But I can try and take out their Zacian and bait them into Behemoth Blading our Ogre. And then hopefully, like, the way this is going to work is I don't know if Toad will die to an Energy Ball. But if they Energy Balls, they're not Tailwinding. And we get to kill their Zacian. If they go Protect Zacian Energy Ball, like, I can't deal with that. Switch out Cali, maybe they go for Protect. We'll see. You say I'm fine, it's like that meme when the guy's on fire and he says this is fine. I agree. You're not wrong. Oh my gosh. This is going to be so hard. Tailwind? Cool. So, we are going to be able to KO the Zacian this turn. There's nothing they have that breaks us. Behemoth into Kyogre. That's the best possible situation we could have gotten here. 100% best. Like, no questions asked. Slam 4 Sheer Colds get any wins. Yo, You can't sure cold Maximons, otherwise I would, you know? But Def here, boost is huge. Oh my god, is that Zacian alive? What? What? What the hell? If the Wims has a grass attack, we lose. Like, if it is what it is. Helping Hand, cool beans. Just kill the ogre, man. Life Orb Quake, play rough, cool. We're alive. Hanging on. Alright. Thick Zacian? I think weak Toad. You know? Alright, so we have to hit this Origin. If I had Water Spout here, I would have used it, just because, like, we need to do 1 damage twice. Bro! Are you fucking real? Ah! Come on, man. That sucks. It's alright. It's okay. Really bad, though. They're gonna max this Kyogre. Okay, it's the right play for me. Just gotta hit an Origin Pulse. They didn't max. Weird. Thunder. Okay, we have a Spadef boost. Not bad. Let's go. You ever just sometimes feel that the O-Pulses are going to hit? I felt in those turns. This is a good O-Pulse. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you got to be modest. Sorry, you got to be timid, otherwise you don't outspeed. You don't outspeed Zacian. Like, we couldn't weave our Kali in there. I wouldn't have led with it if I knew that too. The good thing is, like, we're gonna wait out this Tailwind. Fuck that thing. All right, let's think about this. They have max up. Sableye in the back. We can just quash Lecky. If we can hit the Lecky to break Sash, we can win this game. I wonder if they're going to max Ogre. Realistically, we don't want any of these mons anymore. This is the last turn Tailwind. There's no reason like keeping these guys around. I could try and keep my Seismith around, I guess, but I don't like need it. I want to see if they're maxing. Cool. So they're going to go... So this means they can't web now, which is great, which means we can just quash that guy. His Sash was on Wims. You're right. His Sash was on Wims. You're 100% correct. Thank you. So that means it's fine. How do... competitive players manage to get perfect stats on legendaries. Is it a golden cap? Yep, they just golden cap them. Physical Lecky, okay. So they're just gonna leave up my Ogre potentially. Spout. Origin can miss. I missed one. Never lucky. Oh, Kyogre thick! Kyogre thick! Oh my god, can we hit this? This would be so good if I could hit this. Let's go! Oh my goodness. Shoutouts to them thickness. Come on, get down with the thickness. Tailwind Peter's out. Crap. I needed the... Shit. I needed Kyogre to die. These guys can't protect. Alright, let's think about this. We could quash Lecky and just fucking die. We need both these to live. We have to send out Sableye. I think you just fake out the Ogre and lose one of these. If I fake out your Ogre, right? And you kill my Ogre, that's still what I want. So, that's fine. And if I fake out your Ogre and you hit my Sableye, I just kill your Lecky with an Origin Pulse, and that's a win there too. Fake out doesn't necessarily solve all my problems. Like, protects are weird. Like if they hit my Sableye and I miss my Origin Pulse, I'd lose. You know, so just remember that. Just win, I know, right? Just win, it's easy. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're gonna win this game. I can't believe we're gonna win this one. So we're just gonna quash the Lecky. Hopefully this Cali still outspeeds this Ogre. Because a full speed Ogre would outspeed us because we're modest. Like a timid Ogre would outspeed here. It shouldn't be able to break us though. We missed an O-Pulse on his 1 HP Zash in this game too, man. That's crazy. Team's just that good. Hey, you're not wrong. You are not wrong, my friend. Get yeeted, deleted, repeated. Watch, he's gonna go for like outspeed our Cali, Thunder Para into like full Para, into like full Para again. This is only out. I think we still outspeed this Ogre, but like I don't know how they're built, you know? No, not like this. Origin Pulse, not like this! Not like this! Not like this. Alright, cool, no crits. Even a crit wouldn't have been able to KO us. We win. See, they did outspeed us. You gotta be timid, bro. You gotta be timid. Oh, man. Whew. This has never been easy. Never been easy. Always been hard. Whew. I'm gonna go Sableye lead. I think Sableye is a good lead here. Do I like Sableye Ogre? Sableye Ogre is pretty good, but we can also just lead like Ditto Ogre if they don't lead Fake Out, which like they're leading Fake Out. The problem with the Kyogre here is they just can swap in the Rilla and protect turn 1, and then we just lose. But then I guess we have Will-O-Wisp, but then we're protecting. I think this is a good lead though. Cali's also a really good lead here. Like realistically, I think Kyogre might be super goated. What if we were to go like Cali Sableye? I like that a lot, actually. Cali Sableye is sick. Ogre's really good. Am I bringing Salamence? No way. No freaking way am I bringing Salamence to this. It's good versus Palkia. If I stop Trick Room, I just don't know if I can. I'm going to bring the Sally, and I'm going to bring Ogre. And this is a weird looking board, but like I might be able to use Ogre's weaknesses and resistances and Sally's weaknesses and resistances to like swap around and wait out the last 2 turns of a Trick Room. Sally should also have... You didn't submit... Okay, it does have Protect. Okay, I was like, it has Protect, right? Give me Protect. I need Protect. Yeah, I'm going to fix this team up. It's going to look good at the end of it. So, let's see what they want to lead with. Sableye is faster than some of the Fake Out users. Yeah, you see that Rilla right there? That's why we didn't lead Kyogre. Right there. That's why we didn't lead Kyogre. This Astral's gonna freaking chunk them. I think Quash is based on priority level. Quash makes them go last, but like it's based off Sableye's speed tier. I don't know. I understand the question. I think I missed the actual question about it. But like, if like they had whims and I wanted to quash their whims, they'd be able to Prankster first because they're faster than I am. Yeah, I'm just gonna Astral and Fake Out the Palkia. If you want to hit me, you're not Trick Rooming, and then I still have my Fake Out, or I still have my Wisp. Rillas are problems because like they can just go for like a turn 1 Protect Palkia like knockoff, and I lose my Cali, and that would suck. Because then we have to bring out. Sally's actually sick right here, so it's like I don't know, man. Like there's a bunch of options. Let's see what they want to do. Realistically, something like Protect Cali knockoff would not be great here because like they have to respect our Sash on both these mons, and so they kind of have a little bit of a guessing game like where is it going to go. Cool. I hope I don't get knockoffed, but oh, that's great. This is absolutely amazing for us. So U-turn. Is that banded Rilla then? That's a lot of damage. It's neutral. Are you banded? Good. It's a good thing to think about if they're banded. Cali time? Cali time! This is where I wish I had, ooh, Alcremie. Not bad. I'll take that. Let's think about what we want to do with Sableye here. We can just KO the Palkia. Astral will get the KO. Do we need this guy on board for anything? Like, literally anything. I don't think Sableye serves any purpose anymore. Wouldn't a Grass God KO Calyrex? No, it would not. Grass God does not KO Calyrex. There's no reason to Wisp here, I don't think. I think it's too low power. So we switch in Sally here. And I'm going to start airstreaming it up. I guess you could... No, I'm fine with switching in Sally here. I want to have this on the board for Rilla. Battle's canceled. Yeah, we take those wins. Like, there's nothing they could do. We had them pinned. They weren't expecting Specs level damage. So we take that. They were planning on soaking about half. Getting a Grassy Terrain tick. And then next turn going Protect, Decorate. And then next turn after that maxing. But we did too much damage on the first turn. Undefeated. Yeah, we had it. You can tell they were banded. I think they were banded off of how much damage they did. Yeah, Calyrex is like a restricted. It's a good Pokemon. It's not like a Pheromosa. It actually has some bulk. Carnivore Glade. This guy only has one restricted, but like that doesn't make it easy. Calyrex is the play here. I wish I was modest. Sorry, I wish I was timid, as always. I wish this Ditto was Scarfed. Terrain's going to make Sableye unusable. So, like, I think that the same lead right here is really good. Oh, we could also just lead, like, Seismitoad Kyogre into this. Because this is Bulldoze. You guys think it's Scarf Bulldoze? What do you guys think? You guys think it's Scarf Bulldoze? You guys think they're going to, like, oh, this is such a hard sell for me. I wish the Sableye had Foul Play. I really do. I think I'm gonna bring the Ditto. I think if we copy that Metagross, it might be problematic for them, and we really don't need Sally in this situation. So this is a good situation for Ditto. Yo, Big 21, thank you for the sub. Yo, you're of legal age to consume things. Thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate it. Let's go. Spec Modest is so greedy. I agree. It's very greedy. I hope this isn't a Scarf Latias. That's the one thing I'm hoping. Cool. Trick Room? Wedguard Trick Room? Bro, Trace my Swift Swim! It's fine. That could be a Scarf. We're gonna stop Trick Room. I think that's more of a play. I hope they're not Scarfed. Finally catching a stream. Welcome, welcome. I think that like they're gonna go Wide Guard TR with Sash Guard. Like Wide Guard Gallade, Sash TR Goth. They might be like Policy Proc in their Goth. That'd be kind of sick with like a Shadow Sneak from the Gallade. But I think that like Wide Guard is the play here, or they're Scarfed, right? Both plays the Seismitoad should be able to deal with. Wide Guard, cool. It's the Wide Guard TR play. We read that correctly. Because like, let's say they didn't do that. First of all, I still think we get the KO here. We should be able to get the KO here if they're going for TR. Nice. And locking ourselves in a Pollen Puff means if they were to go for like a close combat or like something into our Seismitoad, we'd still have like the side. We'd be able to Pollen Puff ourselves to heal every single turn. So really, really good turn one play so far. By the way, just throwing this out there. Sick turn one play from us. Like absolutely amazing, masterful outplay by THATSAplusONE. And we already got our rain set up too. So now that means if you want to go with something like Latias, like we're still in a good spot. Lele, we're still in a good spot. Yeah. Lunala. So we can break that. I think we break the Lunala here. I think this will break. Oh, wait. Actually, let me think about that. Yeah, I'm just going to switch in. I'm going to switch in my Ogre and just go after the Glade. Max guys are probably KOs. And let's just chill. T-Tar is so good. I used T-Tar the other day. I really, really like T-Tar. Bright Shadow, how's it going? Yeah, we can't break this Lunala. Because we'd be wasting our Z move, or our big max move into the Lunala this turn. Who are they maxing? Are you maxing? That's Lunala because Glade was sent out in a Pokeball. Be sure to notice that stuff when it gets sent out. So Lunala maxing, huh? Max Shadow here. That's fine. So no Trick Room. Unless that was Sash Glade the whole time, and it's Trick Rooming this turn. It might just be Wyguard in this turn, realistically. And I think we're just going to pop it. Max Guard. Bro, we don't even fall for that. We don't fall for that. No way it's Sash Glade. No way. Oh, we just lived it. Glade's so bulky. Do you have Trick Room on that guy too? Big sad. Knockoff. Absolutely fine. TY. Like, it sucks we took that damage, but it's no big deal. And you orbed. Cool. So they're on the last 2 mons. They've already shown their max. As long as we deny Trick Room, so as long as we throw everything in the kitchen sink at this last mon that might TR, we're good. We just got to deny speed control. Unala shouldn't be airstreaming us. Lele can't Trick Room, so we're fine. We're just going to Geyser the Lele. And, yeah, I think we're going to Geyser the Lele and just Thunder Wave the... Ooh, is this more damage? Let's see. So 130 doubled. 260. It's not stronger to Geyser. Okay. Sorry, it's not stronger to Ooze. And then we just win the game with, if this is a Scarf Lele, Side Episode's going to Oko. And if it's not Scarf Lele, we win with Shadow Rider. Woo! Glade has good Spit F. Yeah, I think Glade's a really, really cool Pokemon. Sash could still be on the Lele. Oh my god. You gotta be modest, bro. You gotta be modest on this Toad, man. There's the Mind Storm. Okay. You gotta be modest on this Toad. Otherwise, it just doesn't have the KOs. This shouldn't KO our Ogre. I lie. But you can see the fact that the Lele's slower than the Lunala means, like, we're fine just bringing Shadow Rider. And we're just going to go for break, like we're going to go for a break into the Lunala, and there's Astral. So we're actually just going to break the Lunala's Shadow Shield with a random attack. This isn't Seisminode's day. Yeah, he's like low rolling everybody out here. It's because he's timid. Yeah, we're just going to go for the standard. Seisminode should be outspeeding our Lunala. So I'm modest on the Mon that should be timid, and timid on the Mon that should be modest. Yes. We should be able to get this. They're going to go like Max Guard and try and do something with Lele, and then they're going to go in like a weird like game where they're going to be able to like use Wide Guard, but then we're just going to finish him off with Side Spit over the next 3 or 4 turns. So we still got it. It's just going to take a little bit if they want to elongate the game. But let's see. Cool team, like Mono Psychic. I respected it. Don't say that I didn't. So that breaks Shadow Shield. And we're going to come in hot. We're going to come in hot. Astral. Easy. Easy. Shadow Rider, big busted. We brought the Ditto. We brought the Salamence. But it was definitely like the Seismitoad show with this team. We won every game. It was a good team. Good team. It can be improved, though. We have the technology. Oh, that's funny. We take those. Which Cal do you think is stronger? Realistically, they're both completely broken. Both S tier broken. This team is clearly perfect as is. Now we're going to fix it. So let's go take a look at the rental one more time. And fix it. Team fixing now. This is the good part. I wish you had an actual pace, because I'm going to have to do these all one at a time. So this was the team that was submitted by Shaggy. We won every single game with it, but it definitely can be optimized. We talked a little bit about the Cali nature being changed, the Seismitoad nature being changed, the Ditto being changed a little bit. Kyogre needs to be changed a little bit too. Salamence was kind of cool. Sableye is kind of cool, but it obviously can be optimized as well. You can see the actual submission post for submitting your teams. That's over here on Patreon. They didn't really submit it with a Pokepaste, so we're going to have to put these in like one at a time, but it'll let us build them correctly. So basically, I'm just going to build as I go. So let's plug this in here. The first thing you want to do is go over to Maryland, first of all. We're taking with the other team here, so let's make this Sableye. So we have Sableye, Salamence. I think Salamence is actually like really, really slept on. It's a great check to things like, it's one of the few mons in the decks, I think, that checks Palkia. I think Palkia is like running completely rampant in Series 12. And Salamence can kind of keep it in check, which I think is like really, really underrated. Also good against like Rillaboom and things like that. So plug this into a damage calculator, or a standard team builder right here. So you can see right here, good team defenses. Like, really, really good stuff. I think this is great defensive synergy here. So great stuff so far. All the big types you are weak against other than Fairy, you have things to deal with it. And Fairy types aren't really that big of a deal for this team. So good team building so far. And let's look at building this team. So Sableye right here. Let's plug in Sableye Salamence. Not Sableye, Salamence. Sableye Salamence. What else we got on this team? Sableye Salamence. Seismitoad. Seismitoad, Cali. And then Ditto, Kyogre. Cool. Remember to set everything to 50. So let's start plugging in these moves and abilities. So we have that there. You have Citrus here. And it looks like your moves are Quash, Fake Out, Recover, and Will-O-Wisp. Love seeing the Wisp on Sableye. Don't know anything about the EVs yet. Our items on Salamence is a White Herb, which is a cool item. I think Adrenaline will be really cool on Salamence too, just because it gets that speed. Protect is nice. Breaking Swipe is nice. And then the last move is Rock Slide, which is really, really nice. I like that on Salamence. And I think your EV spread was just something like that. It was just a full speed set. Onto the Seismitoad, which has the Life Orb. And using Special Seismitoad, which is cool. On Swift Swim, so we have Muddy Water, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Protect. Muddy Water, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Protect. And I think that you just had a Timid one. And let's go to the Cali, and this was Choice Bexed. And let's plug this in. Pollen Puff, Psyshock. Give me one sec. So Pollen Puff, Psyshock. And then Astral Leaf Storm, or Leaf Storm Astral. I like seeing the Leaf Storm, good tech there. And I think you had a modest one, based off the EVs that I low-key remember. 4 in HP, good. Well, I'll fix that up at the end. Ditto, I think you had just a Sash on the Ditto, and correct me if I'm wrong, your Ditto was just 252 HP, and then nothing else. We'll fix that. And your Kyogre was the only one that had like a complicated spread, I think. So it was Calm, Leftovers, Leftovers over. Like, we used this correctly. We soaked a lot of damage with this thing. So Protect is cool. Origin Standard. Then you had like Thunder Whip, Sheer Cold, right? Yeah. And your EVs on Ogre were 232, okay. And then 76, 200. Which we will fix. And you're Calm. All right. Yeah, I like that you're putting your last 1 HP. That's usually right. A lot of the time, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Some of these mons, it's right. Some of their mons, they're not. Cool. So let's go back to here. All right. So yeah, Ditto's, the HP is the only thing that matters, but we'll fix it. So we're going to like look at a lot of these EVs. So what you want to be doing with these mons is if you have a Citrus Berry, like you got to think about why would you Citrus Berry this instead of sashing it? Because like realistically, like actually, I'm going to say this. Do you want me to like fix your team? Like actually fix it, like make it what it should be? Or do you want me to like take the stuff that you made and polish them? Because I can keep the items and movesets, or I can actually just fix it and send you a new one. Because like we can make this team like actually be good. It's definitely possible to make the team like actually be good. But yeah, I'll because like if we were to polish this team, we'd go run a bunch of calcs to see like what Citrus Berry actually gets you, and then what you can actually EV to maximize your Citrus Berry. Like it might be possible. Fix it. Okay, awesome. So you want me to like completely just like do everything right? Because like realistically, this needs to be a Sash on Sableye. And another thing is Recover. In past formats, Recover Sableye was great. But in formats like this, with so much AoE, there's never a % chance, even if you get to go for the Wisps, that Recover's going to get you any value. So you actually cut that. You super cut it. I think that the Wisp is cool. Obviously, like Fake Out and Quash are great moves. You can think about Ally Switch here. What I like to do in this move slot is actually Knock Off. I think that this is an underrated move choice on Sableye. And then it also gives you the option, since you're a Sash Sableye, to do something like this. Sableye's have 50 base speed, but it's not that slow. It's not that slow. And you can see how, like, Sableye gets to 112. If you were to have a Tailwind setter on this team, this doubles into outspeeding Calyrex Shadow, and you can just one-shot it with a knockoff. Imagine, like, Sableye just comes in and one-shot something. That's ridiculous. So think about that. And it's a cool way to use your Sash. Salamence is awesome. No one's saying Salamence isn't awesome. What I will say is that the Salamence doesn't need to be on the team and should be Tornadus. Tornadus is going to be a lot better for the team, I think, overall. We're going to come back to what we need Tornadus to do in just a little bit. But yeah, I think the Seismitoad also. Let's take a look at the Seismitoad and take a look at, like, your calcs and things like that. So, Seismitoad. So, plug this to 50. And let's give it a +2 speed. This is what we functioning at inside Tailwind and or inside the rain. So we want to be able to outspeed specific things. Like, if you, right now your set is 252 Timid, right? And the cool thing about 252 Timid is it still can't outspeed Lucky. So there's absolutely no reason to ever be timid on this thing, in my personal opinion. There's never, like, a reason to be timid. So you might as well be modest, right? Because Lucky's 277. And then from there, you're wasting a ton of points because the next Pokemon you would want to be outspeeding would be something like Calyrex Shadow, which would be, well, outspeed. You don't outspeed Pheromosa, which is 1 point faster. But, like, a Calyrex would look something like this. It hit with an ad. Oh no, never Lucky. I didn't set it. I didn't set the ad. But a Calyrex goes to 222, right? So you want to be able to outspeed that by 1 point. Another Pokemon. It's always worth it to outspeed Pheromosa instead of Cali if you're already just trying to outspeed Cali, because, like, it's only 1 speed faster, and Pheromosa does exist. So 233. So you want to get to 224 is the number that you're looking to get at here, which means we can cut a lot of these points out. So it's probably going to be like 204, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, like a lot less. So you can go all the way down to right at 140. We're going to go a little bit faster just to make sure that we're not speed tying with our Sableye, because we have, like, the same speed tier with Sableye. So we want to always outspeed with other Pokemon to make, like, them not know that we're using fast Sableye. So, like, let's say there was no rain and no other weather, and Sableye and Seismitoad were both attacking. Sableye is 112, Seismitoad is 113, and we don't want to let them know that our Sableye is super fast and that it has moves like that. So this would still give the illusion that it's a standard Seismitoad and a standard Sableye, when in reality they're neither, right? So this is the exact speed spread you want. And remember, you don't need to mess with your moves or anything else. You always just want to do your speed stats first. That's the most important stat. Really, really important. So that's the speed stat you need right there. Cali, you can easily fix this Cali by pressing the button. And then just taking your last 4 and putting them wherever you want. But yeah, on a Cali that's specs, you do need to be full speed. And I also realistically think you should just put Expanding Force here. I think also, actually, I'll go into that in a little bit. We'll fix that when we need to fix it. This needs to be Scarfed. Definitely needs to be Scarfed. This is your counter to things like Zacians and stuff like that. And then last but not least, Ogre. As far as speed goes on Ogre, Ogre can get to a relatively similar speed tier as the others. So you could put, like, 12 to be able to double in, like, a Tailwind to outspeed Cali. You could put 20 to be able to outspeed Pheromosa and be able to speed tie your Seismitoad. Or what you can do is put 28, and then if weather's ever gone, your Kyogre actually outspeeds a Toad. And that's good and bad because it gives off the illusion that your Kyogre's Scarfed when it's not. So you see what I'm talking about, giving more illusions of things that you are, but you're not, so you can play the field on both ends. So it's pretty smart. You don't need to use Scarf Ogre. Scarf's better on the Ditto on this team. And then we'll change the rest of these EVs to suit the rest of the team. So now that we know what we want our speeds to be on these mons, we gotta do the Torn. The Torn can be built 3 or 4 different ways. I'm a big fan of Torns that are built with, like, sharp beaks, but that's just my opinion. I like sharp beak Torn because I like being able to go for, like, Hurricane here, and then we'd go with, like, we know we're gonna Tailwind, we know we're gonna Rain Dance, and then, like, Protect. And that's just what I would do with this team. Like, you always want to have Protect on your Tailwind setters if you can, so you can protect the last turn of Tailwind to be able to reapply it, and then this just means you hit harder versus realism and things like that. And realistically, that's wrong. You can just go something like this, and there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think there's anything that's necessarily wrong with a set like that. You're just having a stronger airstream. So you want to make sure your speed is right. People are asking, like, what you want to focus on when breeding. Like, make sure your speed's right. So the speed is what we need to be perfect on these mons. As for Ditto, let's start making some EVs. The Ditto set that I use a lot is going to be something like this. And the reason you use a Ditto spread like this, you know, someone was talking about like Ditto's stats not mattering because when it transforms with Imposter, it copies stats. You actually can't copy against things that are already copied. So if like you sent out Ditto and the opponent was behind a sub, or they were a Zork and already disguised as something else, you'd have to manually cast Transform on something. And so think about what uses sub. It's mostly physical attackers, but it's sometimes things like Zork that are illusion based. So that's why you just want to spread your EVs. It's important to spread them into your other stats. It does matter. I've had to hard cast Transform with my Dittos before in these situations. Also, like let's say you're closing out the last part of the game and you have Ditto you send out and they have like one mon on the opposite side. You're going to have to manually transform, which means you might actually want to live on the board for a turn. So it's important to use your EVs in those situations. So this is just the spread that I go with. Nothing really wrong with it. It works. You don't need to go full speed or anything weird like that. It just definitely works. Let's go back to these EVs. These are done. The Seismitoad. I think that you can actually just max this out. And then from there, there's nothing really wrong with... We have 108 to use. Realistically, we're more afraid of grass attacks from like Whims. So like let's still do some Seismitoad calcs. Let's look at Whimsicott. So let's look at Whimsicott here. I do think that you're right in using like special Seismitoad on this team. But let's plug in like Energy Ball and see how much it actually does. And let's see what it does based off of like defensive calcs too. So like let's say we were like a Max Quake or something. You see that does a lot with no investment. Most Whims are built 252 Timid. So that does a lot right there. So if we were to Dynamax, we're not getting KO'd at all. So that's really, really good to see that we don't get KO'd. But let's see if we don't max and have like a +1 Spadef boost. Is there any way we can live these things? So we can almost live that. Let's see if we put our whole 108 there. So we can definitely like find ways to live that. If we put all of our points in Spadef, that's definitely something worth thinking about. Think about like what's good for Seismitoad. It's mostly special attacks. It's things like grass attacks, like Energy Balls that are teched. You're great damage for Zacian. You already don't get KO'd by player for anything like that. You're so good against like most of the physical mons in the meta. It's special attacks like Astral Barrage. Let's check out Caloric Shadow. Like you're already gonna get KO'd super hard by like a Rillaboom Grassy Glide or something like that. So we're absolutely fine. Would physical be better on Seismitoad because the team is extremely slowed down by light screen? But the thing about it is like the team's slowed down by light screen, but like you can't actually get around that. The way that this team would deal with that is by fake outing said light screen mon turn 1 and just nuking the crap out of it, which is what we're gonna do with like stuff like being able to go for like big geysers and potentially sludge bombs into a Grim on turn 1. So that's what I would do. I would also just like wait out the screens. Because like realistically, you could make the Seismitoad physical, and there are advantages in being physical as well. But physical Seismitoad struggles a lot versus like any mon that has Intimidate. I feel it has like a nicher moveset too. I really like the potential because like you can sludge bomb to pass these stats onto other mons and just get over a light screen. That's just my opinion. Let's take a look at Caloric Shadow. Ditto should still be on the team. No, Ditto's definitely good. If you were to swap Ditto on the team, if you were to take Ditto off, you'd put Indeedee. But you can still totally use Ditto if you want. Nothing wrong with that. So let's put Astral here. So you can see Astral Barrage from like a standard Cali. If we set it to doubles. Because we have the 108 there, it's a 3-shot. Which I think is pretty significant. Yes, we have Life Orb to mitigate a lot of things like that, but that's a pretty good number. So like realistically, I would just throw my last 108 in there. And Seismitoad has a good HP stat. You actually don't want to put points in HP because it's already so bloated. I think Scrub Ditto is really good. Like Scrub Ditto is what you want to bring in to then repin like their Zacians. And if like the good thing about Scrub Ditto is if you're familiar with using Ditto in the first place and you're understanding how the Pokemon works, you can allow yourself to get put behind and then just reverse sweep them back. So like I like using Ditto on Cali teams because I can let their Cali like freaking pop the hell off and then just like Ditto them and then just win the game. It's like, thanks, I appreciate you. It doesn't matter what Cali it is, you know. So like for getting to Master Ball, for learning how to play the formats, Scarf Ditto is good if you understand how to use it. As for this thing, let's mess with our EVs. Let's fix the last little bit of it here, make our nature correct. And now we'll also be able to hit those KOs on things like Zacian and other mons that we were missing because we're modest now. That's good EVs. It's good EVs. These EVs, we don't need this. This is bad. I actually don't think you need like a lot. I understand that you want to use Leftovers Ogre, and I think Leftovers Ogre is fine. But we do need to change some of this. Like, there's nothing wrong with 252 clubbing it up and then going like 100, 120, is it 124 or 128? It's 124, then we'd be wasting points and put the last 4 in here. So, like, there's nothing wrong with an EV spread like this. This is effectively using your nature. This is effectively using the damage that you're bringing to the table here. I think that a Thunder Wave's really cool. I'd definitely cut this for Ice Beam, though. 100%. Like, that's what I'd do here. If you want to put the Scarf Ogre here, like, another thing you could do, like, realistically, I'll give you both the teams, is we'll give you one that has, like, a Scarf Ogre, and we'll give you one that has, like, this. Because I think there's nothing, like, wrong with, like, this sort of Kyogre spread either. I like the Thunder Wave, I like the bulky leftovers tech. I think it's really, really cool. Like, we can just Rain Dance over things and just, like, Origin Pulse them out. Like, I like this team a lot. The only other changes I'd make here is I always go Trick over the Pollen Puff here, just so you can trick Choice Specs onto, like, weird stuff like Porygons and things like that. But overall, this team's definitely looking a lot better, and we'll give you 2 versions of it. Would Special of Nature be better on Kyogre since there's more investment? So, like, yes and no. That's one of those things where you might maybe be able to get a little bit of value out of it, but we actually need we need a little bit of special attack investment, and you're fine just doing it like that. But that's a good question. So another thing that you could do is make this a Scarf Ogre set, which would look like this. And this is how I would personally play this team if I were going to play it. Like, Choice Scarf it up, just go for, like, keep the Origin Pulse, go Water Spout, and just go, like, Thunder, Ice Beam. So weird they gave Kyogre Thunder, man. It's so crazy. And just, like, 252 squat it up. Right? And so that you need to be this speed, because this speed, after the Choice Scarf, lets you outspeed things like Cali. So this plus 78 will be definitely outspeeding that Cali, so you're in a good spot. And then you cut the Ditto for an Indeedee. And the cool thing about cutting Ditto for Indeedee is now you have terrain protection, so you can switch in, and you have a Mon to block their Rilla. So, like, you can just leave your Kyogre on the board, Spout, they switch in their Rilla, they switch on a Spout, take over half, and then you just switch in your Indeedee, block the Fake Out and or Grassy Glide, or at least delay it, and then just finish them off with your Kyogre. So it's really, really good. Have you really made over 1.2k teams on Showdown? I've made over 10,000 teams on Showdown. Like, the last time, I clear my computer every year. That's just what, like, this computer has for this year. I've made, like, over 10,000 teams on Showdown. But this one looks like this. You go Psychic Seed, and then its moveset would look something like Protect and Follow Me. And then it depends on if you're still weak to Cali Shadow, you can go something like Shadow Ball, or you can go something like Helping Hand. I think Helping Hand is overall going to be better and Expanding Force. Now, the thing about Indeedee you want to do is make sure that your zero speeds be reduced so you can still underspeed those Rillas and Tapu Finis, because you want to make your terrain go last. So if they lead Rilla and you lead Indeedee, you want their Grass terrain to go first and your terrain to go second, right? So you want to be able to cancel that out and make it so they can't Fake Out and Grassy Glide early. So it's really, really important to be speed reduced on this guy. Other than that, you want to go like this. You need 244. This lets you not get KO'd by Zacian. Jolly Zacian Behemoth Blade will not get the KO, and you just get to throw the rest of your points in wherever you want. You can throw them in Spadef if you want. I throw them in Special Attack just because I'm a mad lad. And that's the Indeedee set. So this is the other variant of this team. And you also are able to utilize your Expanding Force. So you have, like, this core right here. You have this core right here. You have this core right here. This clashes super hard with the Save Live. You just don't bring both. Right? You just don't bring both. But I'll give you both of these linked into the Patreon post. And I did like the team. I thought it was a cool team. Make sure the Validate works. Cool. And good luck with it. I think I like the Scarf one better. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sending a team. I try my best to help. I was only going to do one team today. When you said, like, I hope to get this team fixed today, I was like, I'll do it. Cool. They're both right there. So go nuts. Good luck. Like, I got to Master Ball with it, you know. Helping Hand's dope. I use Mystical Fire instead because it's proven value. Mystical Fire is okay. I'm not a big fan of Mystical Fire in D, but I do know that it is value in certain situations. I just like Shadow Ball more because, like, Mystical Fire says you can hit Shed, but so does Shadow Ball, and Shadow Ball is better versus Cali. So Scarf Ogre Tim is better with Torn in the back. You need to be timid because you won't always have a Torn, right? You need to be timid. If you're not timid, you don't outspeed other Calis and other Zacians and things like that, and there's no reason to be Scarfed. Like there's no reason. So you have to be timid in that situation. But yeah, after those fixes, that team can definitely get like an 80% win rate against like most players. It's gonna struggle once you get to Master Ball because it's like pretty telegraphed in how it goes. But it just makes your opponent have to pick what your combo is. Are you going Rain? Are you going into the Kali? Are you going into the Ogre? Are you going weird Sableye stuff? It pulls their directions in like 5 or 6 different directions, and they have to like read you right in the team preview, and it's still relatively easy to play.